Give me 5 minutes and I'll make you a better rider using my pilot method. G'day guys, tis the pilot rider here. Now I've got 3 reasons that I'm going to give you that's going to help make you a better rider. Now as a flight instructor, when I'm teaching a student how to fly, we always start with each lesson with a brief and then we always end with a debrief. So in terms of motorcycling, what's going to help actually make you a better rider is having a pre-ride brief. Now this is to do with, specifically if you break it down, it's going to be your destination, what is the weather, and what is your goal for the ride. So think of it as destination, weather, goal, DWG. Number 1, you want to think, okay, where are you actually heading for on this ride? Is it just into town? Are you traveling a few hundred kilometers away? Are you going on a big tour? What is your destination? Then you want to ask yourself, what is the weather like? Do you expect dry conditions? Do you expect wet conditions? What are you expecting on that ride? Because that's going to determine, okay, how you're actually going to tackle this trip now. Do you have to ride a little bit more cautiously, or can you ride a little bit more on the spirited side with dry weather? So you have to keep that in mind, and that's going to affect what you're going to work on for that ride specifically. With weather, you also want to be thinking about wind as well. So that's also a big factor in terms of how fatiguing that ride can be. Now, a really important one for your pre-ride brief is having a goal. So what are the 1 or 2 skills that you want to work on for this ride specifically, and that you're going to fully focus on improving that for that ride. Now with the skills that you want to improve, make sure you make it measurable. It's super important because otherwise you're not going to actually know whether you're improving or not. So make it specific. For example, rather than just saying I want to go faster on this ride, okay, maybe be more specific, saying something like, okay, I'm not going to target fixate, or I'm going to work on specifically my lines for this one, coming out of the corner, coming into a corner. You want it specific, something that you can compare to, because if you've got nothing to compare to, you're not going to be able to track your progress and whether or not you feel like you're getting better or not at a skill. Now, one of the most dangerous aspects of riding is actually the group ride, believe it or not. Now, when you're going on a group ride, especially if you're new to riding, you will feel pressure to keep up with the rest of the group. Especially, you know, they could have years beyond you in terms of experience and how long they've been riding compared to you. So don't feel that pressure to keep up, because that pressure will lead to mistakes, and that could also cut your riding journey short as well, which is definitely not something that you want. It's really important to not go beyond your limits in a group ride. So you might be asking, all right, Tiz, how can you actually enjoy a group ride? So what I'm saying here is not to not go on group rides. I love group rides. I'm sure all of you out there who have been on group rides love them. So my recommendation is put yourself at the rear of the group. Being at the rear of a group, you can enjoy it at your own pace. You can also still work on those 1 to 2 skills that I mentioned that you want to come into this ride working on. And most of all, you still end up going to where everyone else is going as well. You all end up at that same destination. A really good thing about being at the rear of a group ride is also studying other riders' technique. Now this can be a good and a bad thing, because riders, like we're all human, can have bad habits, and those bad habits are something you particularly probably wouldn't want to pick up on as well, especially if you're new to the game. So be careful on who you do study, but if you've got someone in your group that you know is really experienced and they're good with giving you advice, stick behind them, stay at the rear and just follow them. You can learn a lot from other people. Now in aviation, at the end of a flight lesson, particularly for flight instructing, is we give a debrief, and believe it or not, debrief is actually where most of the learning occurs. Debriefing yourself or with other people is a really fantastic way on looking back and reflecting on what actually went well for you on that ride, and what are some things that you could actually improve on. Because what you're going to do is, once you know and are aware of what went well for you, you can keep doing what went well. You now have a solid base on what you can work off and what is working and changing for you. And you also know what didn't go so well, so you can work on next time, how can you improve those aspects that didn't quite go so well for you in a specific motorcycle ride. The big thing is that it just really gives you a plan of attack for next time, and it gets you clear on those specific points. Also with a debrief, you want to know the why. So yep, you might know, okay, this didn't work well for me and this worked well for me, but why did it not work well and why did it work well? If you can ask yourself those questions and you can have other riders' inputs, that's going to massively make big steps in your game in riding. And these 3 aspects all together are going to really jump up your game. It's about giving you the mental edge in terms of what you can learn and what you can take on board to help make you that better rider for next time. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for more content and how I relate my own riding to my flight instructing and my flying. And we'll see you guys all in the next video. Catch you later.